Dublin, the capital of Ireland, which currently chairs the Council of the European Community. This was the venue for a special community summit on the question of German unity. The growing together of the two German states is also bringing a new dynamic to the EC on its way to political union. The heads of state and government of the 12 member countries were unanimous in their support for the unification of Germans in a single state, which they see as promoting political stability in Europe. By common consent of the 12, the territory of the present GDR is to be integrated quickly and harmoniously into the European community. At a press conference, Federal Chancellor Helmut Kohl said that this would benefit the whole of Europe, including economically weaker regions.
I predict that everyone in the EC will gain major advantages from the process of German unification. What's happening now in the GDR in the way of investment and related economic activity will provide considerable impetus for the overall development of Germany and, of course, for the development of the European community as a whole.
The unanimity of the heads of state and government in Dublin made the special summit a milestone on the road to the unification of Germany, which remains inseparable from the development of a united Europe. Bonn's EC partners have lent their support to the federal government for the further international negotiations accompanying the process of unification. A few days after the Dublin summit, the foreign ministers of the two German states and the four victorious powers of the Second World War met in Bonn for the first time. For these 2+4 talks, Foreign Minister Genscher of the Federal Republic welcomed his counterparts from the GDR, the U.S.S.R, the USA, France and Great Britain. Under discussion were foreign and security policy aspects of German unity, such as the alliance membership of a united Germany, the confirmation of its final borders, and the dissolution of four-power responsibility for Germany as a whole. Soviet reservations about a united Germany belonging to NATO were the main problem. But the talks in Bonn made it clear that the Soviet Union will not stand in the way of the immediate unification of Germany, as Foreign Minister Shevardnadze stressed to the world's media. He said he regarded the Bonn conference as a historic event because of the importance of bringing about German unity for Europe and the whole world. American Secretary of State Baker also expressed confidence.
In helping Germany achieve freedom and unity, I believe all the states and peoples of Europe can be winners, and that should be our aim in these talks.
Foreign Minister Genscher said there were no more obstacles to achieving the right of self-determination for all Germans.
For us Germans, this is a moving day. We want the unification of Germany to contribute to stability throughout Europe. To work for this goal is the vocation of Germans committed not to the power politics of the past, but to the politics of responsibility.
The foreign ministers are to discuss the questions that remain open at further meetings. They will then present the results at a CSCE summit in the autumn.
The Berlin Wall is now coming down at the Brandenburg Gate. Special equipment is necessary because here, at the former symbol of the division of Germany, the Iron Curtain was at its most impenetrable. The 200-year-old Brandenburg Gate is currently sheathed in scaffolding during restoration work. But the view is finally free again beyond the gate, into the other part of the city which is now growing together. Rapid unification was the express will of the electorate in the GDR, as Prime Minister De Maiziere made clear in his much-regarded government statement. The elections which resulted in this parliament were elections of the people. The people in the GDR were established as part of a people, as part of one German people, which is now to be reunited. In the elections of the 18th of March 1990, our voters gave clear expression to this, their political will. This will is our duty. How this is to be effected is laid down in a formal treaty between the Federal Republic and the GDR, which was arrived at after joint discussions in East Berlin. The main point of the treaty foresees the introduction of the West German mark as the currency of the GDR on the 2nd of July. Linked to this is the economic union of the two German states, which will be accompanied by a comprehensive system of social security for the people of the present GDR. Equally important for the process of German unification is the advancement of democratization in the GDR. Here in Schwerin, as everywhere in the GDR, the first free local elections were held on the 6th of May. Independent action on the part of municipalities and local authorities was impossible in the centralized communist state. Now the party functionaries installed in the local councils from above have been replaced by democratically elected representatives. One of these is Pierre Madeleine Garitz, the 27-year-old leading candidate of the Christian Democrats in Schwerin. The bogus elections held a year ago under the old regime caused her to become active politically. The electoral fraud perpetrated by the Communist Party played a major role in kindling the peaceful revolution in the GDR. The new city councillors have urgent problems to tackle, such as the lack of premises for the private businesses which are of such importance for economic recovery. Tourism offers an important source of income for Schwerin. It means a lot of work, but that's the only way the new beginning can succeed.
A balancing act between underground film and Hollywood, which landed the Hamburg film student Wolfgang Lauenstein and his brother at the peak of the cinema world.
Balance is our fourth film. There's a common theme running through all our films, the state of being locked into certain mechanisms.
It took the Lauensteins 2 years to complete their animated film, which earned them Hollywood's most coveted award, an Oscar.
The Oscar is a popular, well-publicized award, which will certainly be of use to me in the future.
After they finished studying, the 28-year-old twins want to continue working as independent filmmakers, devising their own highly original stories, like Balance, which tells of the struggle for survival of 5 imaginary figures. The Lauenstein brothers' film lasts only 7 minutes, a somber vision of a world in which human fellowship is destroyed by selfishness.
Dresden, Saxony's metropolis, once known because of its unique cultural heritage as the Florence on the Elbe. The former royal capital was almost completely destroyed in the Second World War. Since then, painstaking work has restored some of its historic buildings, like the Baroque Zwinger complex. The ruins of the Frauenkirche are a memorial to the wartime devastation. Areas of Dresden spared in the war have suffered badly from 40 years of economic mismanagement. Now a West German home improvement chain has opened a branch in Dresden, the first of its kind in the GDR. The chronic shortage of building materials and tools, typical of planned economies, can now gradually be relieved. The people of Dresden can themselves take the initiative and protect their houses and flats from further decay. The store is also proving an invaluable source of materials for craftsmen anxious to start their own businesses, now that the restrictions of the old system have been removed. I'm setting up my own business with essential consumer goods. Everything's concentrated here. You come in and know you'll find what you want, so you don't have to drive round, and you save a lot of time. It's great. It's all relatively expensive for us, I have to say, but there's everything here that we never had. Just unimaginable for us. Compared with before, we never had anything like it. I know stores like this from the West. Wonderful, it's a great idea. You can do the same where I come from too, the Meissen area. There's a strong feeling of economic upswing in Dresden. A visible sign of it is the scaffolding going up round the old houses. The people of Dresden are now making their own contribution to restoring what was once one of Europe's most beautiful cities.